No one cared who I was until I put on the mask. I've been showing you how I design and print them in different colors. Let's sculpt Oni mask number 3. Stretch, cube, and cut. Duplicate and arrange. Make invisible and merge. Chin, jaw, cheeks. Smooth brush. Circle trim to start the mouth. Rectangle trim. Clay build-up tool to roughly create the lips. Trim with lasso tool. Cut away at different angles. Mouth looks nice, give it a nose. The shape is crude and rough, but it's starting to look like a mask. At this point, I still don't have a clear vision in mind, but I'm still freestyling and smoothing out my edges and just creating different cuts here and there. Add a sphere to the scene. This is going to be a tooth. Flatten, squeeze, dent. These are omnivore teeth, but this beast is going to be consuming a little bit more flesh. After the teeth are situated, I'm going to duplicate and rotate. Pull up on the canines. I'm creating the tusk with a donut tool. Trim away with the circle tool. Trim the sides. These tusks are as sharp as the ones that mangled old Yeller, the best doggone dog in the... After situating the tusk, trim away the excess. Add a sphere. Stretch height. Dent the top. Slice away the sides, and now it's looking like a fang. Smooth out the sharp edges. I went a little bit extra and added some roots to the fangs. I don't know why I did that. Once I put it on the mask, you're not going to see the roots of the fangs. Now that it has beautiful chompers, it's time to work on the gums with the inflate tool. After giving it a nose, I used the masking tool to help me extrude a face and make it look like a rabid looking Batman. Now this mask needs some teeth in the back of the mouth so it can grind, and I want to give you PTSD if you ever had your wisdom teeth taken out. I pushed them deep into the back of the gums. With the masking tool, yep, we're gonna do the obvious, we're gonna add gills. You know what they say, gills pay the bills. I'm adding gills because one of my favorite characters in Hellboy is Abe Sapien. Merge and smooth, freestyle some details, turn down opacity, dig into the sculpture, hollow out the nose. This mask is no longer crude, so I'm working on all the little tiny details that I want this mask to have when I print it. Even some H.R. Geiger details on the insides. This is what I call plumping up your holes. The masks that I've been making are kind of hard to breathe in, so I added some nose holes. This is almost as satisfying as picking your nose when I'm making these holes. My man, those holes are smooth. I turn down the opacity again to make the mask a little bit more thinner. If my mask is too thick, it's going to use too much liquid resin, and also it's going to take a long time to print. Some flat edges also adds contrast to all the round shapes that's going on in the mask. This is my 3D signature. When I'm done with the mask, I export it as an STL file and open it in my slicer, and it's very tiny, so I upsize it to 100 millimeters wide. Use a measure tool to measure the width, which is 170 millimeters from my face, and click enter. Rotate it to fit my build plate and add supports. Make sure your supports are stronger than the supports that you got as a kid. What if I added this resin dye to the black, turn off the lights? Wow, galaxy. We're gonna add a little bit of a lot of it. Fill to the max line with more black and mix. Mixed like my DNA. With the magic and sorcery of 3D resin printing, it's going to take 14 hours.